It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has. He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. Thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country. I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig. He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so.
Robert De Niro absolutely obliterated Donald Trump on live TV. But this wasn't just another Hollywood star taking shots at the former president. No, De Niro went further. He unleashed something so damning, so irrefutable, that even Trump's most loyal supporters are struggling to defend him. It felt like a scene straight out of a movie, except this time, it was real life. Imagine this. De Niro, looking sharp as ever, steps up to the mic at a high-profile Hollywood event. The room falls silent. Is he about to tease his next big movie? Not even close. He's got bigger fish to fry. What followed was a speech so fiery it could melt Trump's golden toilet. The energy in the room? Electric. The crowd's reaction? Unforgettable. But what De Niro said wasn't just an insult. It was a cold, hard truth bomb that's now rippling across the country, leaving MAGA hats spinning and Trump supporters foaming at the mouth like rabid chihuahuas. And Trump? Let's just say he's spiraling. Will he unleash one of his signature rants? Or is this the moment that finally shatters his ego beyond repair? One thing is certain, this isn't just another celebrity feud. This is a defining moment. And the fallout? It's only just beginning. Robert De Niro's verbal knockout.
Over the last 8 years, we've heard you talk about the former president. You have called him a fraud, a con artist. You've said he's a New Yorker like you, and you have watched this brand of BS for decades.
I think of how absurd it is. And this might be the one case where that could be it for him. It's a state case. He's sick. He is really, genuinely a sick person that somehow has been allowed into our system.
De Niro takes the mic, and within seconds, he's tearing into Trump with the precision of a seasoned fighter. His words aren't just criticism. They're verbal napalm, exposing Trump's antics in a way that leaves the crowd stunned and electrified. He doesn't hold back. Every sentence lands like a heavyweight punch, branding Trump everything from a wannabe gangster to a total fraud. It's not just a roast, it's a full-blown dismantling, a master class in takedowns where Trump is the unfortunate main course. As De Niro's words boom through the room, you can almost hear the collective gasp of Trump's followers across the country. It's as if a group of angry Oompa Loompas suddenly realized their orange leader isn't the genius he claims to be. And Trump? Oh, he can dish it out, but taking it? That's another story. His paper-thin ego just took a direct hit, and the real question now is, how will he respond? Will he rage post on Truth Social like a teenager denied Wi-Fi? Will he send his army of MAGA minions to demand a boycott of every De Niro film ever made? Or will he simply sob into his Big Mac and pretend it never happened? One thing's for sure, this battle isn't over, and the fallout is going to be legendary. De Niro exposes the illusion.
Does it give you some sense, not of joy, but of relief at least, that he's potentially facing some consequences? Because, as you've said before, this guy's a con artist, and he's gotten away with it for years.
And I'm not calling him, I'm tired of calling him names. He just can't be anywhere near the office of the presidency. And it's funny, I was just thinking that he actually became president. He could have done good things. Instead, he had to do it all wrong.
As De Niro's speech blazes across the internet faster than a cat video on steroids, Trump supporters are losing their minds. They're frothing at the mouth, raging about liberal Hollywood elites, while threatening to torch their beloved Goodfellas DVDs in protest. The irony? Half of them probably haven't even watched it. It's almost adorable, in a painfully pathetic way. But here's where things get interesting. De Niro's takedown wasn't just some empty rant. No, this was surgical, precise, brutal. He called out the emperor's new clothes, exposing Trump as the fragile fraud he's always been. The so-called stable genius? More like a Jenga tower in an earthquake. De Niro didn't just insult Trump. He demolished the illusion, saying what millions have been thinking, but with the authority, gravitas, and experience only a Hollywood legend can bring. And let's be honest, when Robert De Niro speaks, people listen. This isn't some random Twitter troll spewing nonsense. This is the man who played Jake LaMotta, Travis Bickle, and Al Capone, someone who has taken on the mob, unhinged taxi drivers, and even Ben Stiller's parents. Compared to them, Trump is just another cartoonish villain in De Niro's ever-growing rogues gallery. Trump's meltdown incoming. So, what happens now? Does Trump fire back with one of his classic kindergarten insults? Will he rally his mega minions to cancel every De Niro movie ever made? Or will he just drown his sorrows in Diet Coke and fast food while pretending it never happened? One thing is crystal clear. The spectacle is just getting started. And if you thought Trump's Twitter days were chaotic, buckle up. This drama is about to be more explosive than any film De Niro starred in.
You've played a lot of bad guys. Would you ever play Donald Trump?
Never. There's nothing about him. There's not one redeeming thing in him that I can see ever. He's so, as we all know, so narcissistic and self-centered. I don't think they really understand. And historically, from what I see, even in Nazi Germany, they had it with Hitler.
Well, brace yourselves, folks, because Donnie Diapers is about to lose his mind in a full-blown meltdown on his favorite echo chamber, Truth Social. Or should we say, Lies Are Us. Picture this: Trump, hunched over on his gold-plated throne, furiously grabbing his phone. It's tweeting time. Oh, wait, Twitter kicked him out. No worries. He's got his bargain bin version now, where his most loyal fans can cheer him on in an alternate reality. Trump's tantrum backfires. His stubby little fingers are flying across the screen, desperately crafting the perfect insult. Punchy De Niro, low IQ Bobby, maybe even something about Hollywood elites drinking baby blood. Who knows? He's flinging out insults faster than he polishes off a Big Mac. But here's the real kicker. The more he rants, the more people pay attention to what De Niro actually said. It's like watching a toddler throw a tantrum, except this one comes with a bad spray tan and an even worse vocabulary. And Trump's reaction? It's like gasoline on a dumpster fire. His raging only makes De Niro's words spread faster. Now, even people who missed the original speech are watching it on repeat, and the orange one is once again exposed for what he truly is. I mean, let's be real. Have you seen Trump at his rallies? That's some Oscar-worthy overacting right there. Maybe he's been secretly taking notes from De Niro this whole time. A reality show he can't control. But let's talk numbers for a second. Did you know Trump averaged 18 tweets a day during his presidency? That's more activity than a caffeinated squirrel on a sugar rush. And now, with De Niro's roast still sizzling, everyone's wondering, will Trump's thumbs start twitching again? Or will he finally learn to put the phone down? The biggest twist? Both of them might be wrong, because let's face it, Trump's entire presidency was basically an audition for a reality TV comeback. Can't you just see it? The Apprentice, White House edition. First challenge? Try to read the Constitution without nodding off. So what's Trump's next move in this Hollywood versus Washington showdown? Will he fire back with another weak, recycled insult? Or will he pretend it never happened and drown his sorrows in Diet Coke? Either way, one thing is clear. Grumpy Trumpy can dish it out, but he sure can't take it. It's like watching a heavyweight fight where one side has facts, wit, and acting chops, and the other is just swinging wildly with a terrible comb-over, and even worse, comebacks. Public reactions are pouring in. Robert De Niro's scathing criticism of Donald Trump has sent shockwaves across the internet, and people are not holding back. The reaction? Passionate, intense, and absolutely unfiltered. Let's dive into what people are saying. Imagine living through some of the most defining moments in American history, only to watch the country take a turn that feels eerily familiar to the darkest chapters of the past. One 84-year-old woman took to social media saying, "I am an 84-year-old female and have always been proud of my country." That has drastically changed due to Trump's election. I am so disappointed in the citizens of this great country. Read history, people, and see how he is imitating Hitler. Imagine how those great heroes who are still alive, who served in World War II, must feel to see how everything they fought for be destroyed. Fight back and protect your rights. Personally, I'm glad I lived the greater part of my life and not beginning it. Keep up the good work, Mr. De Niro, and speaking for the real patriots. It's a sobering message, a reminder from someone who has witnessed history firsthand. When elders start making parallels between Trump and the authoritarian figures of the past, it's time to pay attention. If you thought De Niro was fired up, you haven't seen anything yet. One commenter didn't hold back, saying, De Niro is 100% right about everything he's ever said about the lowest, most revolting and pathetic human on the planet, Donald Trump. I feel the same way about him as Bob does. Go Bob, keep on using your platform to call him out. He needs to go. He is tearing our government apart now, and there's no end in sight. We must stand up against his tyranny. The key word here, tyranny. For many, Trump isn't just a bad president. He represents a full-blown attack on democracy itself. And when Hollywood legends like De Niro step up and refuse to stay silent, it gives people a sense of hope and urgency to fight back before it's too late. Political debates within families are nothing new, but Trump has managed to divide generations like never before. One person shared a personal struggle saying, I appreciate what Robert De Niro has to say and agree with him. My dad's a Trump supporter, and I've had the same conversations with him. I absolutely believe Trump will find some way to stay in power at the detriment of Americans and the earth. We need leveler heads guiding us. We don't need an adult man who acts like a teenager because his ego takes a hit. And we definitely don't need a self-proclaimed racist as our president either. A president who acts like a child and has a history of openly racist remarks? That's not leadership. It's a disaster in slow motion. And for many Americans, the fear is that if people don't speak up now, the consequences could be irreversible. A wake-up call for truth. Robert De Niro just did what many have been waiting for. He took Trump to task with the kind of unfiltered honesty that only a Hollywood legend can deliver. But this wasn't just another celebrity rant. This was a takedown so precise, so blistering, that even Trump's most loyal followers are scrambling to defend him. It's like watching David take down Goliath, but instead of a slingshot, De Niro is armed with razor-sharp wit and an unshakable sense of truth. In a world where power often goes unchecked, moments like this remind us that calling out the nonsense isn't just important, it's necessary. And here's the thing, you don't need to be a Hollywood star to stand up to dishonesty. When you see something outrageous, don't just sit back like a bump on a MAGA hat. Speak up, challenge the narrative, and drop your own truth bombs, whether it's in conversation, online, or at the ballot box. Because when enough people refuse to accept the lies, real change starts to happen. Now, I want to hear from you. Was De Niro out of line, or did he say exactly what needed to be said? Let's keep the conversation going. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more unfiltered breakdowns, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. But before you go, you're going to want to see what John Oliver had to say about Trump's creepiest moments. Trust me, it's next level brutal. Click on the next video now. You won't want to miss this.